How's it hanging, people? My name's Pcuspy, and today I'm going to be counting down my top 10 favorite Battle Planet, or Generation 2, Bakugan. It's been going on since 2018, but I only joined in 2022. And I think it's safe to say that I have fallen and refused to get up. Whether it be of last season's Legend stock or the days of Battle Planet, the Gen 2 Bakugan are awesome. So here we go. Number 10, Palcor Serpentes Ultra. Because a lot of how I play multiplayer games translates almost directly to whenever I play a physical game like Uno or D&D, I really like to annoy my opponents. I'm a jokester. It's fun when you can make something sort of irritating happen, or even when it happens to me. It's all in good fun, especially when things get animated. And no other Bakugan plays to that mindset like Palcor X Serpentes. Well, except Technical Ultra, but I don't have one. So being an Ultra, his magnet's on his tail, so naturally you can see where this can cause some chaos in a game like Bakugan Melee, where the position of your Bakugan is so integral to how you play the game. Not to mention, I just love doggies. Oh, who's a boy? Number 9, Pegatrix. Pegatrix is a favorite of mine both because she's the first female Bakugan in what feels like forever, and her Baku Ball. In a world where the last female Bakugan, Avior, was written out of being a girl in the dub, Pegatrix definitely stood out to me compared to most of the other Bakugan released over the years. Not to mention, her ball form is literally perfect. Totally nice and satisfying to roll, not a manual part in sight, the perfect marble to monster transformation, just as the Bakugods intended it. Number 8, Neotrux. Neotrux is here because this is the first Trux core design I found that really reminded me of his T-Rex design, especially the neck and tail. Sure, Ultras exist to showcase that design philosophy better, but as someone just starting to dip their toes back into the modern Bakugan world, for a bit, I definitely sounded like a bit of a Bakugan boomer. But what do you mean the magnets aren't on my Bakugan's assholes? What the fuck? I'm not proud, guys. Obviously, as time went on, I've warmed up to Ultra Bakugan with stuff from Armored Alliance and Geogon Rising really selling me on their designs and functionality, both in Bakugan Melee and the TCG that I couldn't give a shit about, but some of the Battle Planet Ultras were just hard to love. Neotrux shows that creativity can be born from restrictions. Number 7, Hydronoid Ultra. Growing up as a kid with immense social anxiety, a heavy lack of self-worth, and a heavy amount of questioning my own gender identity, I related incredibly towards Alice Gehavish, and growing up, I had my own Alpha Hydronoid that, honest to Wavern, was my guardian Bakugan. As time moved forward, I ended up moving and lost Alpha Hydra, and with that a sense of myself. So, when I saw there was a Darkest Hydronoid available in a starter deck pack for the TCG, I had to have it, and its design intrigued me. The big guy feels like a zigzag, separating the legs from the head. Instead of the usual 3 heads I'm used to, BP's Hydronoid has 5, becoming more like a Hydra than ever before. What can I say? It's really nice. Sure, he's no replacement for the original, whom I thankfully found, and with that my inner peace, but I love seeing new takes on old favorites. Number 6, Auxilitar. Auxilitar is such a cool design and such a cool Bakugan. One of the big reasons I wanted this was at first because his design resembled Ultimate Drago in my eyes, the one that got away. What can I say? He's just really freaking cool. He's like a knight of the gold. Yeah, it doesn't really make for a catchy Crush 40 song. Number 5, Leonidas. Come on, we all knew this was coming. I love the Bakugan video game, and I love Leonidas. So learning not only was Leo brought into Champions of Veshoria, but also that he would be sold as a physical toy for the first time since seeing him 13 years ago, it was a dream come true. Sure, he was the main faction of his reboot counterpart, but he's still incredibly awesome looking and feels just like a little part of my childhood coming back. Not to mention, Legends released a starter pack where Leo makes his debut not only in a set as a rare Diamond Chase model, but also in Heos, his native faction in the original game. Do you know how awesome that is? Call me when he comes out in Pyrus, I'll buy 20. Oh, what's that? Legends is over and we're moving on to Gen 3 with no factions? Son of a fuck! Number 4, Fangzor. Fangzor has become a bit of a rising star in my eyes. I originally included her on my team because I saw a red snake Bakugan at a Ross close to my college campus, and it reminded me of my favorite red snake character, Mia from Monster Musume. As such, with her on my team, I learned that she is excellent when it comes to Bakugan Melee. She may not be super powerful at only 400 B power, but her greatest strength is on the field. Fangzor's ball form is so long and jets right out and acts as an excellent blockade against opponents. Not to mention, because Mia here is so light, when Bakugan roll up to her, she can just push them aside as if the opponent Bakugan is rolled the wrong way, allowing me to get more chances for double stands. What can I say? Sometimes the best offense is a great defense. Number 3. Nova Hydrus. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, the entire reason I decided to make this into a video in the first place is because of this Bakugan. I'm literally starting this script the night after I found Nova Hydrus at my local Target. Nova Hydrus really wowed me in a way I've never seen before. When you roll him out, even as a core design, which is typically much simpler compared to Ultras, he rolls out into a perfectly shaped lion. And that's really hard to come by when you're like me, and really just did not vibe with either of Hydrus' molds in Battle Planet, and by the time Armored Alliance molds were out, I was somewhere twiddling my ass while the pandemic hit. So having my first truly fresh Hydrus experience be this awesome just makes me love the guy even more. Plus his mane lights up and makes my pansexual brain go wow! Number 2, Platinum Dragonoid. Evolutions brought back the idea of heavy metal in your Bakuball, and it was advertised as a means to emulate the in-show transformation certain Bakugan have, called Strength Mode. Mostly this was done to differentiate the main form of Bakugan from its upgrade if they shared the same mold. And even though Drago does have an in-show Strength Mode mold, known to the market as Neo Dragonoid, the heavy metal on base Dragonoid looks really good and feels great in the hands. Though this is no different from other Bakugan in the Platinum series. So why is Platinum Dragonoid so high? It's because he was my first reboot Bakugan. This translucent red and the gold wonder that was my gateway back into the wonderful world of Bakugan, in a time where I really needed something to look forward to.
Doing it well.
Pegatrix X Gorine Ultra. You confuse me immensely, but let that never be considered a bad thing. Syndius Ultra. What can I say? I really like his presence. Nova Hanoj. Imagine if Razornoid's design didn't make me want to vomit. Trox X Nobilius Core. I fucking love his stubby little legs. Genesis Warrior Whale. I don't get why this specific fellow got made for this pack instead of Hydras, but the design's so good the show forgot about Warrior Whale's basic ball form. Simoga. Mia 2.0, baby! Number 1, Dragonoid Evo. I have a consistently hard time believing Dragonoid Evo is a core Bakugan rather than an Ultra. Even from every new mold we got in Legends, all 7 of them, none of them are as intricate as Dragonoid's speed mode. He's so tall. Finally, a Bakugan for my needs. Not to mention, his core control abilities are extremely useful and really balance out what is in the final stages of Gen 2's gameplay to be a pretty weak B power at only 300. I spent weeks trying to find this guy. He just spoke to me in ways the current Neo Dragonoid couldn't. Dragonoid Evo is absolutely my favorite Gen 2 Bakugan.